So essentially, we go to market with partners maybe a little bit differently than other SIs. We really try and find good tip of the spear productized services to help your teams understand how to implement with Terazo in their toolkit as quickly as possible. So that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit further today. Um, Essentially, what we like about the partnership is the collective outcomes that each Terazo and LaunchDarkly bring together. So modernization is all about central to our business. It's central to your business. Experimentation is a piece of the world that LaunchDarkly provides for customers that we're extremely interested in. Our background in customer engagement and things like that, and the work we've done with Twilio makes us an ideal partner to really lean in on that experimentation side of things. And as I understand it, there's a number of clients who are really engaged with feature flagging that aren't using the more advanced parts of LaunchDarkly. So that's an area we'd love to really lean into. And then, of course, DevOps maturity, I think, is really about the most important thing that we collectively together can provide for organizations. So with that in mind, we sort of started this process talking with Tia, your head of customer support, Jose, Justin, other folks, to really figure out where are the things that Terazo could enter and do effectively to expand the use of LaunchDarkly. And we kind of came up with three core areas. One is in that cross-team collaboration, the ability to share insights and proof points across multiple enterprise level teams, reach new buyers, and speed the time to value. The second one is member experience. So really leaning into do this, not that best practices, taking what you guys do in AR and PR and going a couple of steps further in terms of what we've seen work and working alongside your team. So that's really around that member experience for LaunchDarkly. And then we feel that change management is a really, really important piece of this. When you're dealing with a new technology and a new way of working, it is extremely important to work on the culture of those development teams. So we've built change management into our offering so that we can help break down failure safeguards, speed the rate of change, and really drive that DevOps maturity piece that is so important. So what we come up with is a productized service or a solution called Velocity. Velocity, of course, is defined as speed plus direction. So obviously the speed comes from LaunchDarkly, that being the product, but we are really envisioning the direction piece coming from Terazo. So taking a situation where a brand new instance of LaunchDarkly use, either in the pre-sales motion or post-sales in that kind of testing phase, we can really bring a lot of direction to our clients, our shared clients, and help them go further faster. So there's four main components of Velocity, and I'm just going to back up here for a second. I'll be at SCO, at your SCO, as many times and as many folks as I can talk to about this, and with your feedback, of course, because feedback loops are incredibly important when we're doing something new like this. If you tell me between now and when we get to SCO that one of these needs to be shifted in one way to respond to something that your teams are seeing, I am completely open to that. So even though this looks fairly built, please know that we are completely agile. And if you tell me there's something we're missing or something you want to add, we will bring that on board as quickly as possible. We're all about moving as quickly as we can to get this to market. So I'll just mention that. So the customized onboarding and readiness, I'm going to just move ahead for the speed here. This is really the hands to keyboard setup of LaunchDarkly. We're going to work on rapid deployment through automation to help them go to market faster. And in some cases, as is in the case with Tunstall, which Mike is going to talk about, we're going to do this alongside additional feature build. So the ability to actually be building features, embedding LaunchDarkly is a little bit different to how you guys work in your application readiness, platform readiness training. So we can actually be in there with the client doing the work. It'll cover what is, we're certified to do AR and PR, but it'll cover that and include lots more hands-on application and ongoing check-ins. So it's could be done in lieu of, could be done in addition to, depending on where the client has already spent their time in terms of training. The second piece is I like do this, not that, which is, really our best practice points of view. And this is going to be something that'll evolve as we work with more and more clients, but we already have a great idea around things that need to be done to stand up LaunchDarkly in a on the keyboard basis with Tunstall. So we're bringing a lot of that in here already. How to create projects and manage positions. What are the right things to do to call things to prevent those pitfalls from happening down the road? How to engage your product team. One of the biggest benefits to LaunchDarkly is the ability to both have autonomy in the developer frameworks and with the product teams. So that's a really, really important piece of the best practice feature set here. Feature flag operations, all the tactical things around how to set up workflows, naming convention, custom roles, sequential rollouts, and then of course the review and cleanup. That's a big area where we see clients potentially going off the rails a little bit. So we really feel like the review and cleanup piece is going to be really, really important in our implementations. What we're really driving toward is this DevOps maturity model and automating the change management frameworks. I mentioned change management. This is where this DevOps maturity sits. And the DevOps maturity has everything to do with people and processes. So that's really what these bullet points are addressing. How to integrate with the existing tech stack, enable that new process adoption so people understand not only what, but why. I think that's a really important piece of change management, is that you're explaining why these things are important, why it's important to work somewhat differently, and what the benefits to each individual person are going to be. How to foster developer autonomy, de-risk deployments. Obviously, de-risking deployments is central to what LaunchDarkly is meant to do. Preventing conflict between development teams, also a big piece here where we feel like our ability to help with enterprise-wide application really sits within this ability to deconflict development teams. Relay proxy implementation. And really, this is all about improving the quality of life for engineers, but really anyone who is using LaunchDarkly, be it the product teams, engineers, leadership, etc.